So time
Hallo
to not
und
use any bad language now.
wunderschönen guten Tag aus Gelsenkirchen. Michael Robionek hier und das waren schon die letzten Worte, die ich heute auf Deutsch gesprochen habe. Because by now I only try to do the conversation in English because I got my first international guest here at Traber TV live from Sweden, I think Stockholm. A very warm welcome to Annette Lennon.
Thank you very much, Michael. And I'm glad to be here. And hello to everybody over there in Germany. And yeah, let's see what we can go through today and inform all our viewers about the horses that are going to come and raid your big races at the weekend in Berlin.
Wonderful. For me, it's like Christmas to have you at my guest. I tried to invite you to the races in Hamburg, beginning of October, but you got something better to do, aren't you?
Yeah, unfortunately, unfortunately for you maybe, but very fortunately for me, I was out in diving in the Maldives and meeting all sorts of enormous creatures underwater. So I needed that break. You know, it's been a long summer with wonderful work and stuff, but it's pretty much so a little break every now and again keeps me as a happy person.
Yeah, I think it's you got well deserved because nobody needs a commentator who's overworked. Because you got many trotting races in Sweden every year, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I mean, Sweden. Wow, I mean,
Aus
they stop one day. They stop one day a year, and that is on the 24th of December, and that's it. Otherwise, minimum three race meetings a day, and I think my record is 45 races in one day. I don't think if anybody asked me what my name was afterwards, I could have told them what it was because I was like, so I was like gone. But you know, you keep going until the last race, until you call the last results, and you can collapse afterwards.
Okay, but I think but I think today you are fresh because there was only one race day in Boden, but under some special circumstances.
Yeah, already they've got covered in snow, and it wasn't the nicest looking weather on the day. And there were, I mean, but as I said live on the program, they are so brilliant. These unsung heroes behind the scenes in Swedish racing, especially up the north. When it's cold, it's easy to look after the track, but when it goes cold and warm and cold again, they have to work 24/7, and they do, and they can keep the show on the road. And as I say, hats off to them.
Yeah, but the good work in Scandinavian trotting races are not only done at the horse, at the racetracks. Good work you are only also doing in Stockholm. Where are you based now? Where's the office from ATG? It's Stockholm?
It's actually not the ATG office at all. It's the Canal 75 office, and that's the production company that does all the pictures and all the videos and all of these programs for ATG. So ATG is the betting company behind us, but Channel 75 is actually the production company, and I'm based here in my little studio. I'll show you a little bit. There I am. Well, there is my screen behind me, my computer there in the middle, and a second screen on the other side. And this is at a place called Vartahamnen, which is on an island just going onto an island in Stockholm, where you get the Finland boat, actually the ferry to Finland. Which a lot of people take at weekends. Lots of lovely cheap drinking and lots of fun.
Okay, thank you, Annette. I
So
thought
come visiting, and I'll put you on the boat afterwards.
yeah, I thought about to. It's shown. No, it's Schereninsel. I don't know the Swedish words. They got many islands before Stockholm. I think it's a wonderful landscape you got there. Maybe more in summer. But I thought you got a much bigger TV screen because you are the only commentator who recognized the back markers exactly in the right position before I do as a spectator.
I think truly, I think I can't be sure about this. I think I'm one of the only commentators in the world who actually, well, drove. I've never driven horses, but I've been a jockey. And it just makes such a difference because I see everything because I want to see everything. And I don't believe in calling the first three horses because everybody can see that themselves. Every horse in a race has an owner. Every horse in a race has somebody who loves it. Every horse in the race is looked after by somebody. And just to do just call it even once during the race, I think is good. And I've got very sharp eyes, and luckily for me, my sharp eyes go with my brain and my mouth, and they all work together. And but I do believe that having been a jockey and really does help.
Yeah, we do something like that in the preview. Even if a horse got not so many chances to win, we recognize it. We call who's the owner, who's the trainer. I think it's very important for every horse owner to be to get some respect from you, from the commentators, but also from other journalists. And you told me that you were a horse rider in the past. You mentioned it, and you sent me some pictures. Can you remember this scene?
I remember that. Now, that's one of the few things I will ever remember. That was at Punchestown. No, actually, no, it was on Punchestown on New Year's Day, actually, and a horse called Queen Servants that I rode for my godfather, and he was an absolute maniac before I got to ride him. And I realized that as he was coming into fences, he used to close his eyes and jump when the horse in front of him jumped. And as a result, his record was fall, refused, pulled up. Jockeys got scared and pulled him up. And then I came home from America, actually. I was asked to ride him. And I figured it out very quickly what he was doing. So, I got him to focus on me and his jumps in front of him, not the other horses. Got him full of courage and won a couple of races with him. He was a great horse. He would have gone a long way, but unfortunately, he got badly injured.
Okay, but so you are from the galopper, gallop scene, not the trotting scene.
Yeah, the thoroughbred world and the jumping was my great love. That's in training me as usual, acting the ass, just having fun. And I believe horses should have fun. I have fun riding them. I would ride from 6 o'clock in the morning until 6 o'clock at night. If somebody would give me enough horses to ride, I love it. And the more difficult, unfortunately, as I was a younger person, I was mad into the crazier and more dangerous the horse was that nobody would ride. I put my name down. They were the ones I wanted to ride. And so she was a very difficult horse to ride called Balsha. And loved her dearly. That's an old Täby Galop, which is gone now. They're now building it up with apartments here in Sweden. And so the old riding part I just loved it. The rest of the work, no interest in whatsoever. Never interested in training. It was just ride. That was all I was ever interested in.
Yeah, but this pictures is somehow up to date, I think.
That's been recently enough. The one of Balsha, the other horse on Täby, that was a few years ago. I actually haven't ridden for a year and a half now because I have my right collarbone. I have broken it about 9 times, and the last break was about a year and a half ago, and it won't heal. So it's hanging on by a thread, and they want to operate it and put bones from my hip into the collarbone to strengthen it. So I just can't ride. I just can't. If anything happens, if a horse even throws its head the wrong way, it'll break. So yeah. So unfortunately, at my old age and experience, I have to realize I am not Superwoman, and I cannot fly, and I break bones like everybody else.
Okay, but you are very much good commentator, I think. And how do you went from Ireland? I suppose you start training with horses here in Ireland?
Yeah, you got that's
Jordan?
Madrini. Yeah, Madrini, Clough Jordan. Donald Swan. I was at Pony Club camp. I was 12 at Donald Swan's place, and a girl fell off one of the race horses, and I had loved this horse the minute I saw it. Her name was Sasetta, and I got my friends and we galloped off on our ponies and we grabbed Sasetta, and I jumped on her and I galloped her around the field a long way. and got back to, oh my God, I got her back to Donald Swan and the trainer. And he just said, "Good God, girl, do you think you could ride her one more time around?" And of course, I was in heaven. And I went around again and rode her one more circuit. And apparently, nobody could ride her. She was absolutely impossible. And I just loved her. And of course, I had no fear. So anyway, Donald asked me at 12 years of age if I would come and start to ride his babies, the 2-year-olds, for him. So basically, at 12 years of age, I came home that day to my parents and I told them I'm going to be a jockey. And that was it. Mind made up at 12. Never changed it again.
Oh, wonderful. But now you are in Sweden, are commentating horse races. I think there was an advertising in the past.
Yeah, I went. I came to Sweden. I was the first girl professional jump jockey in Ireland back in the 80s. And I mean, if people think that riding jump races is tough, yes, it is. But back in the 80s, being a girl, it was virtually impossible to get rides. I got propositions more than I got offered to ride the racehorses, and I couldn't handle it. I just couldn't. I was getting really, really upset and really aggressive about the way people were, more interested in I was a girl than I was a jockey. So I knew in Sweden that it was equal opportunity back in those days even. So I just said, I'm out of here. So I went to Sweden as a jockey, and I did okay. I didn't do great either, but at least I got a chance to ride races and I was happy. And went around the world riding, of course, went to America, went to Australia, and then always came back to Sweden, funnily enough. And then once I retired when I was 29, I then focused on business. And then I was in between jobs and an ad went out looking for an English speaking commentator. I had never thought about it. And then I was like, why not? Why not? You're a big mouth. You make plenty of noise. It might just suit you. And that was it.
Okay, and when do you start working for V75 channel? If it is right.
We were based in Solvalla then, and I think it was about 14 years ago. And I was brought in and I did a test, and they were pretty happy. They were quite weird. They weren't quite weird. I think it takes a bit of getting used to hear a girl commentating, and so they called me back for a second test, and again I passed that one, not a problem, and they took me on. And Pelle Carlson was the man. He was then the boss of Canal 75, and he was the man. He's my main man. He's retired now. But he saw something in me and he really believed in me, and he's the one who backed me and thought that I would go all the way to the top. And so it's thanks to him, really. You can thank Per Carlson is his name. And he was the man who gave me my first opportunity as a commentator. And we've never looked back since, actually, thank God.
Yeah. You sound very lucky when you're doing work. Is it show or do you feel it in that moment?
I love it. I honestly, I mean, I've had 3 real major works in my life. First was a jockey, and I mean, I got paid to ride horses. That's like getting paid to eat candy. It was just incredible. My next work, I was training salespeople around the world, and I love that because I'm a bit of a show off and a bit of a show artist. And then my next job is this. I reckon I'm the luckiest person on the planet. I have a job I adore. I mean, imagine if you're getting a phone call at 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning going, "Oh my God, could you come in and work?" And you go, "Yeah, okay."
Oh, I understand it very well because I have the privilege to interview you. That's also very fun, and I like it very much. Okay, does she know how beautiful she is? Lucas Bauer writes there some greetings from Claudia Hartmann. Thomas Schmidt, hello Traberfreunde. Warm hello from Rainer Kurt from Brühl. And Trenban Berlin is here and said good afternoon to you. Wonderful.
Guten Tag, Hermann.
Yeah. So we have to look for the weekend. There is the Breeders' Crown in Berlin, and we have some guests from Sweden, and we together look for these dark horses in the races, and we are very curious to hear your thoughts. Okay, I think we go to the action.
That's Tipperary in Ireland you're looking at there.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're looking. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. my team is a very bit slow doing the cutting and so on. They are new in this business. You understand this. No, I do everything by myself.
But you're a bit of a genius. You do know that, don't you?
No, I don't know this. Okay, I came deep in the biggest poker tournament as an absolute amateur. Got 21st with 1,000 players. They're all the top level players were there, and I was the $80 horse. That was literally my biggest win until then. And I went out because I was awake for 36 hours. It was so enthusiastic, and then I lost my head there. But it was fun. And I sent some shares to the trotting community. They were stupid enough to give me money. A guy they never know. But they get 5.4 to 1 back. And for me, it was a start for a new life. And I thought, what can I give back to the trotting community? And here we are.
Well, what a great story. How about that?
Yeah.
I'm delighted to have met you and to be here today. And yeah, I guess we're both two lucky people.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, I look for the next job where I get $5,800 per hour, like in this poker tournament. But I do my best. Here is more to win in an hour, because this race will last 2.5 minutes or something about that. The Breeders' Crown for 5 and 7-year-old fillies. Is it filly? Only a young female horse?
Yeah, no, well, mares. Fillies are the younger girls. Younger girls like me are fillies, and mares are the older ones.
Where's how old can a horse be to be? How old can a horse be to be called a filly?
3.
3
Once
years.
their 3-year-old season is over, they become mares.
Okay. So I learned something more. Some greetings here from Roman Wagner from Wien. Yeah, nice to have you here. And we are here with Jackie Bross with Lutfi Kulgini. And maybe I found a picture from him here. That's you.
No, that's me.
Oh, it's okay. See you again. Yeah, working.
Oh, that's me. Take that away. There's Lutfi.
That's Lutfi.
There he is. Lude Kulgini, as he's called, as his pet name. He's a beloved ex-trainer. He was one of the best-known trainers, of course, here in Scandinavia, and he handed over the whole thing to his eldest son, Adrian. And Dante, another son, is also helping out. He helps out the boys, and he still drives, obviously, and he's going to be in Berlin now this weekend to drive for Adrian, who's probably too busy over here with V75s all weekend here, and Breeders' qualifier or semi-finals at Solvalla at the weekend on Sunday. So Lutfi Kulgini had retired, kind of, and at the risk of sounding a bit rude here, I love the man dearly, but he's very, very emotional as a person, and he's also quite an emotional driver. So he can just tear off after 500 meters, grab the front, and he'll either get there and win or gallop and out, disqualified, game over. And unfortunately, it's a 50-50 hit or miss with Lude. I'm not mad about the horse's chances personally, Jackie Bross, because she's done nothing for them since she left Germany.
Okay.
And that, I think you have to. Well, her last race was when she was in Germany, and that was in March, when she was with the old connections over in Germany. She's done nothing since. Her best result since then has been 1 second place at Obi, and that was in June. So, yum. But then they're not going over there for the weather. I know the weather's not great here, but they're certainly not going to Berlin for the fun.
Okay. But let's have fun to watch a video where maybe you can remember it. Okay, I've got to be more quick. No.
By the way, can I just tell you, Michael?
Yeah?
We've people joining in from America now as well.
Oh, okay.
I think really a new friend of mine, Laura from America. She's interested in quarter horses and things like that, and diving. I'm hoping that she might get interested in the old trotting as well. Anyway, hi Laura in America if you're tuned in, and Melissa if you're there as well. Anyway, yeah, sorry, Jackie Bross, I have to say
no
that.
problem. That's don't say sorry. There was a race here in Sweden, which here. It was in Jägersro on the 4th of September. Maybe you remember it. Adrian Colgini was in the sulky.
Yes, Adrian drove. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the horse fourth.
And let's look out for the video here. Oh no, that's a live stream. Oh, I'm a bit nervous to have you as my guest.
Bravo, Sabotage.
You shouldn't be nervous.
Oh,
here we go.
Yeah. Okay, here. And just relax watching this race and hear the comment of Annette Lennon.
Will somebody sabotage Thomas Erberg? And Bravo here. And number 3 galloping again. That's a lot of number 3s galloping in a row now. Alert Van Dil is another number 3 from behind the car to have galloped. Number 5 goes up there. Axel Wind on the inside. 1 Bravo Sabotage will be helped by the bend, of course, and should emerge in front. 10 is the back marker. Ivan Bocco out wide. The group with Gaza BR will back off and try and find a cover. As up in front, it's the favourite. Bravo Sabotage shows the way. 5 Axel Wind first over. In pocket 9 Jackie Bross. Then comes 4, which is Barnacle. Inside is 2 Maggiore, but that's number 1. It's a Bravo Sabotage backing right off now. 5th or 6th last is number 8 Gaza BR. The first 500 in 1, 10 and 7, but it's number 1 Bravo Sabotage. Pocket 9 Jackie Bross first over is 5 Axel Wind. 3 back on the inside. 2 is Maggiore, and here comes number 11 now Juverai. Also following that is 12 Federer, and so Johan Untersteiner now with Juverai on the way forward. The back markers number 7 Hindenburg Am. Back there as well is 3 Alert Vendil after the gallop. 10 also Ivan Bocco in the pink and red as they swing off this bottom bend now and make their way up the straight. They got 1200 metres still left to go, and that is number 1 Bravo Sabotage out there in front, and the second 500 in 14 and 8. 10 and 7 was the opening 5. 14 and 8 the second. That's 1,000 in 12 and 7. Number 12 now is Federer, has gone right up there to join and is in the death seat position, has hopped over number 11 Juverai, who's now 2 back there. Back in the pocket is still Adrian Colgini and 9 Jackie Bross, followed by 2 Maggiore, and that's got 11 Juverai on the outside. Then comes Ulf Olsen and Axel Wind. Moving out now number 6, and that is pre-calculated, and we lost 7 along the way. Hindenburg Am has flown off out of our picture. Last on the inside now is number 8 Gasa BR. Third 500 in 14 and 1, 1500 metres in 13 and 1, and the way forward out wide is number 10 Ivan Bocco. As up in front it's still Bravo Sabotage. 12 on the outside Federer. Out wide 6 now pre-calculated, starting to come forward. 9 is there now, has got out to the pocket and goes 2 back. 11 has been disqualified. Juverai unfortunately still galloping there in the hands of Johan Untersteiner, and unfortunately that's Harry's 2 bankers gone. Off the bend they come, and trying to get off the inside is number 8 Gaza BR, who they gallop just there, and that was a bit of bad luck. Come back to a trot as well. Stable companion Ivan Bocco's coming down the middle of the track though, and that's number 10 Ivan Bocco coming through, flying home as well as Gaza BR, but 10 is going to win it. Number 10 Ivan Bocco, and Carl-Johan Jepsen gets it absolutely spot on there. The goop.
Okay, that's it. That was Annette Lennon live commentating from Jägersro in September. And look at the comments. Also a big fan. Nicola Laza wrote it. She's a great commentator. I think the best in Scandinavia. Lucas Bauer writing. We need a commentator like this in Germany. And Claudia Hempel writing nice greetings from Magdeburg. I'm a big fan from Annette.
Thank you.
Okay, but what do we think about Jackie Bross finally?
Oh, I mean, the winner of that race was not magnificent, and if you go back and look at that was an ordinary fillies race last time out when Jackie Bross. Going back when Jackie Bross was second, Hazy Shades of Winter won. Again, nothing much. It's going to have to recapture the German form and I think they'll do well if they're in the first three. But I think it is your dark horse because they would not go there as I say, for the weather. They're there for a reason.
Okay, thank you. If there are some questions, please let us know. Otherwise, we go to, I think, the next day. That all the horses are from Sweden.
Yeah, that's the only one on Saturday.
Yeah, on the 23rd of October. So we go to Sunday. No, it's too late. We're going to the fourth race. Here. Lhasa Flevo with Peter Untersteiner for 3-year-old horses. We have a picture.
This is the nice horse.
Yeah.
This is a very nice horse. And there he is. There's Peter. And another beloved person here. He is really loved in this country. And he's from Austria, of course, originally. And we're so lucky to have him. And you said it, I think it was you who said it to me, that he's been in Sweden so long now that he's forgotten his German. And that's like me. I've been in Sweden so long, I've forgotten my Irish. But I never had it anyway, so good excuse.
Okay. Peter Untersteiner, how long does he stay in Sweden, in Scandinavia?
I think about the same as me, about 30 years, maybe more. I'm not sure. He's been here a long, long time. I know Johan has only ever lived here, and he's in his 30s, so it's over 30 years. He's 60 years of age now, and 60 years young, and it was well highlighted that he had some mental issues last year. So he suffered from depression, and I mean, because it just goes to prove that it can happen to any. There's a headline in one of the local newspapers. I was sick, mentally ill, and he took time out. He continued working, of course. He's got nearly 200 horses in training. There's driving, as I say, there's racing every day of the year. Sweden is a huge, big, long country. If you swung Sweden on its axis, it would actually reach the toe of Italy. And there's tracks from way up the north, all the way down to the south, and there's it's thousands of miles, and so it's a lot of pressure on these guys at the top, and Peter felt it. Plus, apparently, he doesn't like when it starts to get dark, which of course is doing now. But this was really bad, apparently, so he took time out, and he's back slowly but surely coming back as driving the races. He's been driving all the time and training all the time, but staying out of the public eye, and. Well, you all saw him there. He was there 3 weeks ago winning a big race, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But I think this Lhasa Flevo, he's only run 4 times. He's won 3 in a row. Got disqualified directly behind the car last time out, and that was excusable apparently. And he's imported from Germany, so again the breeding is there, and he was imported back in 2019. His record over the distance is 15-7, an auto start over the middle distance, and I think he's exciting.
Okay, let's watch a race from Lhasa Flevo. I think here it was not so tough, this race, wasn't it?
Which race was that now?
It's from the 4th of September in Jägersro, Lhasa Flevo with Johann Untersteiner, number 6. And maybe you remember it. And let's watch.
Do we have to watch the whole race again?
No, I finished it. We shortened it up, but I don't want to interrupt you.
Lhasa Flevo.
You're allowed to.
Favorite, about 50 meters now before the off. And away they go. Number 5, Stegamo Sleipner flies out of the traps there. Number 1, Nocco goes second, and followed then by Johnny Tactor and 2, Godfather. The favourites already on the way forward. Number 6, Lhasa Flevo. 4, second last as Class J Bucco. And last is number 3, Kiana RD. Followed by 4, Class J Bucco, and bringing up the rear with the red blinkers, and that is Kiana RD. And those are the runners all in single file and all still very much at the party. party as they start to make their way out now towards the back straight. Number 6, it is Lazar Flevo, the favourite, and a big one as well. Followed there by number 2, Godfather, and Johnny Tactru slipstreaming nicely. A length bend back to number 5, which is Stigamo Sleipner, followed by 1 Nocco and 4, which is Class J Bucco. Third 500 there went in 19 and 3, and number 5 is a galloper. Stigamo Sleipner has galloped there, unfortunately for them. The 1500 metres went in 16 and 3. Number 3 was second last now, Kiana RD, rejoining number 5, Stigamo Sleipner, as number 6 continues to show the way, Lazar Flevo, and in fact now has gone clear as number 2, Godfather's paying the penalty for trying to keep the lead and keep out number 6, Lazar Flevo. Number 1 now, Nocco, that's coming up on the outside and looking rather threatening as well, as number 6, Lazar Flevo sets sail for home. Will he pay the price as well for his earlier exertions, as number 1, Nocco, now comes up on the outside, knocking at the door as well. Number 6, Lazar Flevo, it could be looking at defeat for the first time, but he doesn't. It's number 6, it's Lazar Flevo wins it. A good attempt from Nocco, and number 2, Godfather, was back in third for the trifecta. So 6, 1 and 2.
Okay, the competition was tough then?
I think it was more the way the race panned out. They really took him on.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, they were never making it easy on him. He never got a lead. He never could sit still. He never could really get a breather and relax. It was all bang, bang, bang. They took him on. They threatened him. They took him on. They stacked up behind. And I think that was only his third run in his life. And I think he needed that to toughen up and go too fast, feel a bit tired and still battle. So I think that showed this horse has the head. I think we know he has the ability, but I think he needed that to toughen up. Then the last day, of course, he didn't have a run at all, really, because he got disqualified directly for galloping behind the car from drawn number 1. And again, that's all part of the learning process. He's only 3. And but I think they're down here to win. So watch out. That could be going to Sweden.
Okay, thank you so much, Annette. And we go for the last race. There are 2 horses running in Scandinavia. It's Gerben with 3R.
Gerben.
Yeah.
Gerben.
Hans Krebers, have a picture of him, hopefully. Yeah. Oh no, I finished it. One moment, please. Here. Hans Krebers got a racing career in western part of Germany. Was here active until 2008. Never and wasn't seen here again, and found his luck in Scandinavia, I think.
Yeah, and came over. He's only 38, and he's doing well. He's getting better. As in, his results are getting better and better in his own right, year after year. And he's from Holland originally, and he worked for Åke Svanstedt, believe it or not, for a few years as well, on 2 different occasions. I mean, working for Åke Svanstedt, you learn a lot. You all know he's gone to America now, and he's taken them by storm and has won all their big races, including the Hambletonian and everything. I mean, he's just a genius of a man. And Kribas worked for him, and now he trains in his own right, and he's going from strength to strength, and he's climbing steadily in the ranks. And he's had 28 winners last year. He's already on 28 winners for the year this year in this very highly competitive atmosphere of Swedish racing. And he's had a good year this year, and he's really what everybody wants in Sweden is to be out on Saturdays in the V75. You want winners on Saturdays. You don't want to be just seen. You want to be winning, and he's been doing that now. And of course, you win on V75s on Saturdays, you start to get more horses. You start to get more horses. You start to get more winners, and bumpity bum, it goes round and it goes round and goes round.
Okay.
And I'd like to see him do well. I think he does well. I think he trains well, and his horses, very importantly, his horses always look well, and that's good.
Okay, I found a race in Färjestad for 250,000 Swedish crowns. That's lots of money. Was it a big race then?
Yep, yeah. That would have been a V75 final or a young horse race, one of those ones.
Okay, I make a bit fast forward here.
Yeah.
And
galloping back there is Tattoo Avenger number 9. As number 4, Mandela Zon is the one who jumps away alertly. Number 5, Love Explosion explodes up on the outside. They're followed by 1, Zanato in the pocket. A good getaway as well then on the outside there. And that and now on his outside is the favourite Bugatti Miles. Pocket 1 Zanato, and they've got 10 Gaylord Am on their outside. 5 is next, Love Explosion, with 3 on the inside, Tetton's Nicky's Man. Looks like number 9, Tattoo Avengers, worked his way back into the race. He's out wide. 10 has gone out 3 deep now as well, Gaylord Am, as they make their way down now, halfway down the back. Third 500 in 12 and 7, 1500 metres in 13 and 2, and Orien's looking around and sizing up everybody there, and he's sitting cool as a cucumber. 4 of them in a row with 500 to go, and it's number 4 on the inside, Mandela's on his outside, the favourite Bugatti Miles. On his outside is 10 Gaylord Am, and on their outside is 9 Tattoo Avenger, and there's 4 there, as I say, in a row. The first one to crack will be 4 Mandela's on. 10 now looks like they've just got a slight advantage as they start to make their way off the bend, and Bugatti Miles now emerges from the bend on the inner. On the outer is 10 Gaylord Am, who goes and strides clear. I'm down and out in my 2 bankers today. It's number 10 Gaylord Am is going to come through, and he's going to win it as well, and so flying home is 8, but it's that'll be in a photo there. Number 8 was Gerben and Hans Creep.
Okay.
Gerben. But he sat last throughout the race. He had no luck. He never got in. And he couldn't handle the number 8 draw, I think, on that occasion in such a big, hot, exalted company. So he's had 3 wins from his last 10 starts. And his last start, he was 4th in a V74 race. Last start drawn number 9. That would have been a good prep race now for this. Apparently he's had his eye on this before, and he's run 17 times in total with 6 wins, 7 seconds and 2/3, and he's a model of consistency. I don't know if he's good enough to win. I don't think he's good enough to win, but he could be an absolute, fabulous trifecta horse or outsider show bet or something like that. He'll need to improve, I think, again if he's going to win.
Okay. Do you think in that race is a better horse from Scandinavia with Toto Barrasso, the winner of the GP of Germany, beginning of October in Hamburg?
Well, he won the Grosser Preis van Deutschland last time out.
Yeah.
How is that for German?
Oh, wonderful! But I still think about the speaking cool as a cucumber. Is it common or is it only in your head?
I know. Well, it's a common expression, but it's only me who uses it. Yeah. I bring in all sorts of expressions, in racing. It's like, that's what I do. It amuses me. Now, this Toto Barroso, no. He ran in the German Derby, but your German Derbies, you run 3-year-olds. In Sweden, they're 4-year-olds. Mm-hmm. So it might just have been a bit soon for him. And of course, the winner of the German Derby was Wild West Diamant. Wild West Diamant runs now, but Wild West Diamant was well beaten by Toto Barroso in the Grosser Preis van Deutschland last time out.
Okay, we watched only the last 500 meter of this race, the GP of Germany, but you can watch where Toto Barroso is and where
he runs last.
Yeah,
he had a bad draw and he was last.
Yeah.
I watched the race. There he is there in the red colour, second last. I can see it from here.
Okay.
And that's how good my eyesight is, by the way.
Yeah. And where did he come from? Wonderful. Is it typical for this horse? Is it typical for Toto Barroso to start slowly and come at last? No.
No. I think just nothing was going their way. And then, he got his gap. He came through. They slowed down the race in the middle, which gave him a chance. And look at that. And then there goes there's the win signal from Peter Untersteiner. He always does that. He looks straight into the camera. And it's a great winning gesture that he has. It's one of his own. But this horse he's fresh from that win there. And also in the race that he beat in the GP, you had, as I say, the Derby winner, Wild West Diamant. He also beat Bayard, who runs again now. And he also beat Gold Cap in that race. They were legless against him. He's got a better draw now. they've stayed in Germany, so they haven't traveled down. I think they've stayed there. At least this was the aim. Once they won this, they decided they were going to go for this race, and I think that is our outstanding chance of the weekend. That is I think that's Toto Barroso.
Okay. Thank you so much, Annette. And
and then again, you need to know how good, what the story was with Wild West Diamant. Has he trained on? You see, he was a grade 3-year-old Wild West Diamant in Germany, whereas 3-year-olds in Sweden don't get to run as tough as he had done. I think he's a better 4-year-old than Wild West is, but I could be very, very wrong. And I don't know enough about your horses. Excuse my ignorance.
No
I haven't had a chance to. I haven't had a chance to study.
I only ask you for the horses from Scandinavia. It's for me, it's quite new. I'd never done this. And in Germany, we changed the rules. The Derby in next year will start for 4-year-old horses. So
watch out! There'll be more Swedish horses coming over then. So maybe that was a bad idea.
Yeah, Lorenz Flevo could be the first horse who win 2 derbies next year. That's could be hit historian, but it's far until this moment. By now we see the Breeders' Crown. The competition is tough, but I look forward to see Gerben and Toto Barroso here in Berlin. And I look very forward to hear you again. What are your next appearance at V75 channel? Do you know this?
My at the moment I do lunch tomorrow. Now I'm looking like I've been dragged through a bush backwards. Excuse me. I'm trying to tidy up here. I'm not used to being seen, you see. I'm forever being heard, but I'm not seen, so I don't have to care what I look like. I'm working lunch tomorrow. I'm free for the weekend. Yoo-hoo! And following weekend, I work all V75s and everything else. So it'll be next Saturday I'll be doing, not tomorrow, not this Saturday, next Saturday I'll be back doing the V75.
Okay, so hopefully you can relax in the meantime.
I can do what in the meantime?
Relaxing.
Yeah. Oh no, fun and games for the weekend. I love it. I'm very rarely free at the weekends. I nearly always work weekends, and I've worked every weekend. I think nearly all summer. So I don't care really, but it's nice to be free as get a weekend off when all your friends are free as well. So plenty of fun and games ahead, I hope, for the weekend.
Okay, wonderful.
I won't tell you what.
Some greetings from Torsten Borg here. Nice greeting for the Swedish expert Annette Lennon. Thank you for that. And I think the horses are running in Gelsenkirchen, and I don't want to talk too much when there are really some races in Germany. Show is only for the in-between times between the racing days. We got not so many trotting races in Germany, so we have to do more information in the meantime.
Of course.
Lovely, Annette.
Same, Michael. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you to all of the people who listened in and who are, playing on our horses here in Sweden. And we're allowing the public back in again, so don't forget next year's Elite Loppet. If you haven't been there,
no, I never was
you
there.
have not lived.
It's definitely on my bucket list. I was an outside salesman in Sweden for some years for steel business. It's good to pay the travel expenses. Somebody else paid for this, but I wasn't on a horse track, so it's definitely on my bucket list. Maybe next year. And
maybe next year.
Annette, feel invited to have you back in my show, maybe for latest for the GP of Germany in Hamburg. There are many horses from Sweden are the guests there. I don't know. It was wonderful.
Well, let's see how we're getting on, and I'll be keeping an eye out. And if I'm not being overworked, which I'm never overworked, I'll always be able to come around. So
okay, thank you, Annette, and we say everybody goodbye and have a wonderful time, and I wish you early starting spring in February, hopefully.
Thank you so much. Okay, bye-bye, Michael, and good luck with your program and everything else. Bye, everybody. Happy punting.
Bye.
Bye.